And congratulations on this brand new single. We've already started playing it on our show and we're getting some great feedback, so congratulations.
Oh, really? That's so great. Thank you.
So we had you on our show last year when your EP was coming out. So tell us a little bit about what's been happening in your musical life since the EP came out, because it got such rave reviews when it did come out.
Yeah, so I played a couple shows around Sydney after the EP, and then I released another single called Distorted in the end of November. And yeah, that was really great. And then I had all these shows lined up, and then they got cancelled. So I just kind of went back to the studio and just kept writing and writing. And then I was like, you know what? I think I've made a little bop here, so I'm going to release it. Yeah.
How frustrating is that when you can go out and play a couple of shows and then just as you get that momentum going again, everything gets cancelled because of the pandemic? How frustrating is that for you as an artist?
Yeah, it's honestly so demotivating, and you just feel so deflated because you put all this time and with band practicing, and you've got to support your band members as well, financially, and then it just all takes a huge hit. So it's really frustrating, and it's really hard to kind of bounce back. But honestly, just writing in the studio helped me so much, and I think the new track is got a really fun, fresh sound, and I'm just excited to be able to keep making more music, and eventually, when we can play again without restrictions, I think it will be really good to have these new sounds and make an even better show than it would have been before.
Did it, in one way, has it actually helped you? Like you said, you're able to get into the studio and write, and sometimes that's not something that you can do while you're doing shows at the same time. Did it help a little bit that you were able to get into the studio and work on some tracks because you had that little bit of extra time?
Yeah, definitely. I'm personally really bad at multitasking. I have a one-track mind, so it really allowed me to just focus on the studio and focus on educating myself more on production and vocal production especially, and I feel like that really comes through in the new music. And yeah, I think it allowed me to explore my creativity more because I wasn't doing shows and didn't have as many obligations, so I could stay up all night, and I ride best late at night, early in the morning, so that really helped as well.
You mentioned about learning more about production. Is that something that you can see yourself doing in the future, producing other artists as well, or did you just focus on that so you could learn more for your own career?
I would definitely love to collab with people in terms of vocal production, but I don't know, I think I'm a bit selfish with my own stuff. When I have that creative urge, I just want to pour it all out. I'm not sure how much help I'd be with someone else, but I've never really thought about it, to be honest.
Now, the new single, Shower Talk, tell us a little bit about the track. What was inspiring you when you sat down to work on this track?
Well, I just had a breakup of a really long-term relationship, 3 years, and honestly I was just kind of shocked by the dating world and the different expectations on women as opposed to men, and I was why aren't women allowed to have fun? Why are we viewed differently? And I just wanted to write a song and get that frustration out, to be honest. And yeah, it's basically about celebrating, having fun, and how you don't have to, feel this pressure to be in a long, serious relationship, and that, finding yourself is often more fun anyway.
Because the song does have a very interesting dynamic. Like you said, it's a very personal song, and you can tell that there's a breakup in there, but then it also has this really positive message, like you said, about going out and having fun. Was it a difficult song to write and to get that dynamic right with both sides of it?
Yeah, I think that the verses are kind of the sentimental, nostalgic, looking back on the relationship, and then the chorus is kind of pop and the sort of the celebration of freedom. And yeah, I think that was difficult to work on the transitions between those different moods. And to be honest, I think it all comes together in the bridge.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite a unique bridge, and I really love the vocal layering in that as well. And I think that the song works because the ending and the bridge is like different, so it's like about evolution, I think.
Now, with all of the restrictions and everything, was it difficult for you to get into the studio to record this one? Because I know that's been a big issue down here in Melbourne. Every time there's been a lockdown, studios lockdown. Was it difficult for you to record?
Yeah, I can imagine that would be hell. No, because I actually have set up my own little studio set up at home. I moved into an apartment earlier last year, and I just spent all my time devoted to setting up a studio where I feel really creative and comfortable. So I'm so grateful for that.
Now, Shower Talk, as I said, it's already getting great feedback on our show. And people are asking, is it part of something bigger? Can we expect another EP from you this year?
Yeah, I definitely have a project in the works, and I've got all these songs that I love, and I'm trying to tease out which ones I think would work best in an EP. So yeah, definitely towards the end of the year, I think I would love to release another EP or an album even.
Awesome. And what is it looking like for you there in Sydney at the moment? Is it looking like the restrictions might lift anytime soon so you can get out and do live shows again?
I have hope, maybe in a few weeks' time or something, when the whole Omicron craze kind of dies down, which is in the cards apparently.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know, I have hope.
And once everything is lifted, will you look at touring interstate as well? I know there's big plans down here in Melbourne for the Melbourne music scene to bounce back in a really big way once the restrictions are lifted. Would you look at touring interstate as well?
Yeah, definitely. And Melbourne is the first place that I would want to go as well. I'd probably want to go around Melbourne and East Coast.
Yeah. And Morgan, how can our listeners support you at the moment? I know, like you said before, when shows are cancelled, it is so tough because you've also got to support those musicians that are around you. How can our listeners support you at the moment and help you out?
Yeah, for sure. Just follow on all social media and following on Spotify, and stream it when you can, because that helps all those boring algorithms.
Awesome. Well,
but that's about it. And keep enjoying Shower Talk.
Awesome. Well, we're going to play Shower Talk on our show again right now. So to finish up, what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take another listen to this amazing track?
I'd say turn it up loud and listen to it dancing in the shower.